By the way, earlier in the week, before all this Cisco and this Brickstorm shit, the U.S. Secret Service announced that they had found a cache of devices. This was a big story. There were like three big, massive stories of the week. Discovered more than 100,000 SIM cards and 300 servers that could disable cell towers or be used to conduct surveillance. And it immediately was like kind of tacked on to the UN General Assembly happening here in New York City within 35-mile radius. Big news story, front page of the New York Times, front page of all the newspapers this week. Kostian, you believe this is just a generic cybercrime SIM farm?
Look, yeah, I'm gonna give you the facts because I think it's important to cut through the hype.
Hit us with the facts, son.
Let me hit you with the facts. First of all, there are hundreds of services out there that allow you to register a US phone number and receive SMSs to US phone numbers. And these services are actually extremely popular. Lots of people, me included, use them whenever
They're not
you need
illegal, right? They're not necessarily
why would
illegal.
that be illegal if I buy a US phone number to register, I don't know, like an account somewhere? And security researchers, they use it for safety reasons. Maybe you don't want to give your phone number to all these websites, or maybe you need like a burner Gmail account, or I don't know, a Signal account. So they're used for all sorts of things out there. And many of these services, by the way, they're run by Russian-speaking people. Some are actually run by Indians. I don't know if I've seen any run by Chinese. I think I've seen some South American operations. So they're incredibly popular. If you just right now you go to Google or your favorite search engine and you say get US SMS phone number, pay with Bitcoins, something like that, you will find like easily a dozen of these websites that allow you to just leverage US phone numbers. So the fact number one is that these services are extremely popular. The fact number two is, how do you actually achieve that? Exactly in this fashion. You run huge farms of SIM cards that actually, they're just registered to their US phone number SIM cards connected to systems which allow you to receive SMSs. Some allow you to receive calls. Some allow you to actually send SMSs, but those are more tricky. Typically, they allow you just to receive, but there are for sure others who allow you to even make VoIP calls, voice over IP calls. So these are, again, extremely popular. Now, if you ask me in regards to this story, the fact number three would be that they were spread within a 35 miles radius of the United Nations.
Do you know how far that goes out? All the way to freaking Connecticut.
35 miles. Like, obviously, this is some American obfuscation.
How many football fields?
Like, what is that? Like, is it a lot? Is it little? I don't know. Is it like the size of Central Park in New York? Maybe Central Park is 35 miles. I don't know. Like, what's a mile? But it comes to me like 35 miles should be like 50 kilometers in the new world or the old world, if you want. Which is like, seriously, like on a range of 50 kilometers. So that means there's like all the SMS phone farms in the state or something like that. So maybe, if you ask me, with all these facts together, maybe they were not necessarily connected to the UN thingy or and maybe they were not necessarily planned. Like, nobody creates an infrastructure of this size without some kind of a financial purpose in mind. So to me, if we just use like Occam's razor, what's the most realistic explanation here would be that this is one of the farms that you can rent through the internet to register for a US phone number. And actually, I think there's not just one, but it's several of them. So they just shut down a bunch of these different things. And the most likely evidence for that is the fact that each one of those, and we've seen like photos from the different locations, they all use different hardware. Like, some are some phone motherboards, other are like more sophisticated equipment. Other people, they just have them laying down on the floor. Other people have them in racks. So I think it wasn't just one thing. It was here probably a combination of multiple different things that were mostly part of these either click farms or rent a US number style of operations that may have been and probably have been used for something bad.